So lately I've been starting to dabble into Node Typescript. And I've been doing a lot of research on how to set up a project, and I just wanted to add this to YouTube um, as a way of just documenting and diary entry of like this because it took me a while to actually figure. There's so many ways that people have done this, and um, I kind of just thought like, it'll be useful to somebody or I'll come back to it. So basically like my the goal is that I'm building a backend for a shopping website using Node TypeScript, MongoDB. I'm gonna Dockerize it and some other stuff. Like I'm probably gonna make more videos for in the future or in the next couple of days as I work on this project. So just to start, I'm just gonna make a project directory for this setup. Um, let's see. All right, so I'm just gonna call it no template, and then we're gonna cd into the project and initialize our project. Um, I'm doing with the dash y just because I don't want to type anything, but you could just do npm init without the dash y, and it will prompt you, ask you questions and stuff like that. Um, so the next thing, gonna install the dependencies. Start with Express, of course, and then our dev dependencies, TypeScript, TS Node, and Node and then types for Express. Um, okay. Okay, and then one last one. Okay. I don't know why I decided to type this, but yeah, I could have copied and pasted. Definitely true. Um, all right. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna create like a TypeScript config file. Um, I'm not necessarily going to explain some of these things, but pretty much uh, we do need these stuff in our TypeScript config. If you have done some TypeScript uh, development, you'll be able to understand that this stuff, or you can just Google it. It's there. I mean, there are definitions for most of that. Having the module, having the ES module interop. There are explanations for it. I just don't have it right now. I mean, it's not really that important. But if you want to learn about it, you can just Google it. You can do TypeScript TS config on Google, and you'll be able to find descriptions of it. So many articles are reading about this stuff, explaining like why you need that. The most important uh, thing to note here is that we need our basically like the directory in which our JavaScript, our basically our um, TypeScript is compiled back into JavaScript, which is the file in which like if you're going to run in there in production, that's the file that you actually need. So I'm just gonna type this real quick. And then there's another way you could add the tsconfig file, um, basically by running a command, which is basically npx tsc dash dash init, that can create a tsconfig file automatically for you if you want to do that. I've done that a couple times, but I just didn't want to do that. I just wanted like things that were intentional, things that I've kind of tried out and tested out and stuff. So that's why I didn't edit. Um, so the next thing is that we're gonna add our script so that we can be able to run our project. So for our main entry into the project when you build it is going to be dist/server.js, right? Like if you remember from the tsconfig file, and then I'm gonna use Nodemon to run in dev. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then uh, the next one could be like your npm prod or npm run prod or npm start. So I'm just gonna call it npm start, and then add this tsc. Basically, tsc, what it does, it builds the basically it's a conversion of the TypeScript into JavaScript, which is going to be in the folder dist/server.js. So when I do npm, it's going to create that folder. Um, in another video, I'm going to show like basically like how that actually helps, because what I was trying to do is be able to have this project run on Docker. So I was able to figure it out, but in order for me to not make this video too long, I'm not going to include that here. The next thing is that I'm going to basically add the script to my Nodemon JSON folder. Um, Basically, that's the script that runs. This is basically not going to build like the build. This is the development. Like when I'm running the project in development, it's basically like the um, the script that's going to run when I do like Nodemon start or npm run dev and stuff like that. So just going to add this script in there. Okay, that looks good. Um, Basically here creating the server.ts file, and then so basically like for the setups project structure that I found, like the pattern that I want to follow is more like, like I'm gonna create like the interface folder where I'm gonna have all my interfaces, and then I'm gonna create the schema. So I'm using Mongo. So basically, my schemas and stuff will all uh, my queries will live in the schema, and then I'm gonna have like my routes and then um, utility folder. And those I'm gonna touch probably in a different video, right? Just wanted to set them up here so that we can have some type of structure. Because I think like a lot of times it's like we do learn how to code, but a lot of times it's like sometimes it's like you start in a certain path, but without structure. So without structure, what I found is that a lot of times if you're like a beginner or whatever, a project without structure is very hard to follow, right? So in the config.ts file that I created, I want to have all my config stuff, right? So I'm going to have my port and then my database connections in there and whatever other things that I need to add in there. You could use the dot environment, but I don't know. I prefer this way. There are so many ways you can do it. You know, that's the beauty of coding. You can, you know, it's like math. You can figure out how to solve one problem in so many different ways. But like that's the way that I kind of set my sights on doing. Like I just want to do it like that. So we're gonna create our Express server here, um, so that we can at some point be able to test. Okay, so project running on port 3000. Could have it here, but you know, we're trying to just follow some type of pattern here. I think after this, that's pretty much it. Typing still sucks. Okay, so we're gonna test here. So I'm gonna test in Nodemon. So pretty much from the script, we can do Nodemon start, or we can do npm run dev, and then we have an error, of course. So interesting. There's nothing wrong here. Okay. Pockets. here. That looks good. Yeah, let's see. So we need space. Need space on. Okay. Dash src needs to be space right there. Cool. All right. It's clear. Run the project again. Okay, so we want to test. So I'm gonna open. I'm using Postman to test. I could just paste that in the browser, but yeah, let's just use Postman, right? So let's wait for Postman to open here. We need to add the. So I'm gonna do like a easy get request, basically our API call. And forgot about that. Okay. Request. So we need a status 200. Come on, man. Can't type to save my life. Okay, status 200. And then we want to have a message, right? So message. Successful. Let's clean up, save, Control S here. Okay. I'm gonna restart the server. And then start. Then we're gonna go to our Postman. I have all the links of all the requirements like Postman. You need your node and stuff like that in the description of the video if you want to try this out. So API was successful. So I'm going to try to make more videos as I go along. Pretty much this is not like tutorial. This is more like somewhere where I found like a problem and I figured out the solution. But sometimes like you write these things down and then you forgot where you put them, and then of course programming is a learning, like there's always so much to learn, but sometimes you have to go back to that one thing that you were able to figure out and stuff like that. Or if you, I think I'm gonna also like push this to GitHub for now. I think, yeah, I'll probably do that, put that in the link as well. Anyway, if you want more of these videos, just stay tuned. It's going to be just pretty random. It's not going to be anything really specific, right? So anyway, subscribe, like, and whatnot and whatnot.